All right, Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash, for giving me the spirit and the time to do this lesson. Double honors to the elders and apostles, which I learnt from. You already know they are. Shalom to you, Akwaf, in order, and shalom to the brothers scattered abroad that may look like these other nations. All right. This lesson here, a little something different, and I pray it be edifying to the hopeful elect, and I also pray that it's not all over the place, although it may be, because this is a bit of a random one. It's just the spirit jumped on me to speak on this. I came across this music video, and I kind of thought it was new, but it's actually a few months old now. Upon watching it, I saw a lot of things that just jumped out to me, and I thought, I'll speak on it, just kind of bring it to light, because it lines up with the times that we're living in, because we're on the verge of nuclear war. Many brothers have been doing lessons about this, and if you have been following what's going on in the news, you can see that tensions are brewing up involving this war over there in the Levant region, as well as the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. There's a lot of things happening where things are getting more intense, and we could see that the elites are starting to really panic. They're getting their nuclear bunkers ready and things like that, because they know what's coming. They understand the prophecies and stuff, and they know that the kingdom of Yasha'Allah comes next. And they're making their preparations by building these underground bunkers in hopes that they can escape the judgment that's coming. But really, they're just falling into the hands of prophecy. Now, without further ado, I'm going to try my best to break down this video. But first, I want to read a couple of precepts, and then we'll take it from there. So this is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren," speaking to the brethren, which is the elect of Israel, "ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." So we know that the day of the Lord is going to sneak upon us, The scriptures in the book of Mark chapter 13 and verse 32 states how even Yahweh Shai doesn't know the day that he's coming, because this is going to be a major transition period in the whole history of earth. The day of the Lord is the major event that is, what all the angels and the Son of the Most High and all the hosts of heaven, they're all waiting for this, as well as the elect of Israel. But that day is going to be a great day of destruction upon America, and other parts of the world also are going to get caught up in that judgment. But America is the sinful kingdom and the main place of the Lord's deliverance. The children of Israel are going to be delivered mainly from the sinful kingdom, which is Babylon the Great, America, We'll speak more on that as we get into this lesson, because I want to break down the things that I see in this music video. In verse 3, it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." So basically, just like a woman who's pregnant and her water breaks, she doesn't know what time her water is going to break. You know what I mean? Like, it sneaks up on her. It's just a part of the pregnancy process. And this is the same thing that's happening in the earth, because everyone's going to be going about their normal life saying peace and safety, and then, oh shit, sudden destruction. All right, verse 4. "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief." So why are we not in darkness? Because, the Akim of steadily bringing out the prophecies. And this is how we can, discern the times that we're living in. You know, this is how we measure the time diligently in itself, you know, as mentioned in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. So that day isn't going to overtake us like a thief, because we know not the exact day and hour that the Lord is coming, but we know the time period, the season. We stay on our guard, you know. It says in verse 5, ye are all children of the light. And that's not talking about all people of the world, humanity. That's talking about the children of Israel. And it says, and the children of the day, ye are not of the night nor in darkness. It's talking about the elect of Israel. It says in verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober, because pursuant to Ezekiel 33 in verse 7 through 9, you know, we're watchmen and we have a job to do. You know, hence the reason why, you know, I'm doing this lesson right now is because the Lord put the Spirit on me to speak on this that I've seen, and I was blessed with the time and the ability to bring it out. So I'm utilizing these talents to basically be a watchman, be a guard unto the flock, you know. Let's get into the meat of the lesson, right? There are many things I noticed in this video, so we're going to run it back, start from the beginning. I've got this clip playing on a loop, so therefore you can, you know, constantly see what I see, you know what I mean? Get a clear understanding as to what these elites like to put in your face, you know, and they do this very sneakily in hopes that you don't understand what it means, that, you know, they play on your ignorance. But, you know, us who are of the hopeful elect, we pretty much know the future, you know. We say what's going to happen before it happens. That makes us a prophet. Back in the day, a prophet used to be known as a seer. You know, we're visionaries. We see beyond the town or the city that we grew up in. We see the future. We see the potential that this world actually has. And we understand somewhat about the new earth that's coming, which in all honesty is going to be like a whole new realm. Now, I want to get into the first part of this lesson, right? As you see, you can see Ice Spice. One thing you'll notice, she's in a glass display. And from what I perceive that to represent is either the woman representing Israel, because the children of Israel is likened unto a comely and delicate woman. It could mean that, or I could be wrong, but it also could mean, you know, how the so-called black woman is on display because of how destroyed she is, you know. We've become a spectacle among the nations, you know. They hiss, they wag their head at us, or, you know, our folly is on full display. Because as you see, you got a whole bunch of Edomites and 2/3 and, you know, heathens standing around in what looks like a museum while Eve is on display, right? And you notice she's got butterflies flying around her. Now, don't let that go over your head. That's very symbolic, because when you're dealing with the occult practices of the elites, basically they love to use the monarch butterfly as their symbol of choice for mind control. You know, they call it MK Ultra, which is a CIA project that is basically used to manipulate people's mind. It's all about mind control. So anytime you see the monarch butterfly, which you will see it a lot in different movies and different music videos, basically that's just occult symbolism right in your face, letting you know that whatever you're viewing has some level of mind control in it. It's used for a specific purpose to manipulate your mind, because you got to understand, Esau, he deals it with psychology. This is why the scriptures say that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So as you can see, while she stood in that box, you see the monarch butterfly flying around. I already explained to you that that represents mind control. Now we use these scriptures to break the spell of that mind control. Okay, MK Ultra is a weapon of Esau because he was blessed with the sword. So Esau uses MK Ultra as one of his weapons. You know, anyone that knows this truth understands that Esau was blessed with the sword. It doesn't just mean physical sword. Esau likes to use psychology as a weapon, which goes into his mind control, MK Ultra, monarch butterfly symbolism. You can see it everywhere. So another thing in the beginning of this video you have to understand is that it says on the sign that is displayed clearly in front of you, Ice Spice, January 1st, 2000, Bronx, New York. Now, this doesn't mean that the year 2000 was of any relevance, but January 1st is another very important part of this music video. So let's get into it. Now, January 1st is what this world calls the New Year, you know, and this is all based on the Julian and the Gregorian calendars, right? When the true New Year is actually in the springtime. The true New Year is when the grass and the herbs and all sorts of things come to life. You know, when the leaves start growing back on the trees and stuff, you know what I mean? You got to think about it because according to the Gregorian calendar, you got the month of October, for an example. Now, you should know that when you go into the meaning of oct, it means 8. When you go into December, you got the 3 letters in the beginning, which is dec, which goes into 10. So that would be the 10th month, not the 12th month. January, when you go into the meaning of the word January, it goes back to the pagan deity, which is a two-faced god named Janus. Okay, and this is the god of new beginnings and transitions and endings. So this is why in the Ice Spice video at the beginning, it says January 1st, because it represents new beginnings or transitions or endings. And we all know that this is the end of a civilization. We are at the end or the transition of a new kingdom, right? We're at the end of Esau's kingdom and the beginning of a new kingdom. But this kingdom is going to go out with a bang, all right? So this is why they put January 1st. And it also could mean, and this is just theory, this is my speculation, that something is going to happen between now and January 5th. Because you all know that President Trump is due to take office, when I feel like something crazy is going to happen between now and then. Because you can see that Biden is already trying to escalate World War III before he leaves office, which I believe if World War III is started before Trump comes in office, then it could suspend the inauguration. So this could be what's happening, but we'll see in the very near future. So in the next scene, you see as she's dressed as a Statue of Liberty, dancing around, doing her thing, shaking her butt, flashing her money, representing riches and prosperity, right? So I want you to pay special attention to the fireworks in the background. Now, why else would the city of New York, which is the financial capital of the United States of America, aka Babylon the Great, why else would there be fireworks going off? What time period or what event do people normally let off fireworks? You guessed it. It's the New Year. And what time are we approaching? We're just 1 month away from this. And you can see by the tensions that are going on in the earth right now, involving the war, you know, the third woe. You can see that chaos is about to unfold at any moment, man. So, you know, this should be taken serious because they're putting it right in your face. So you got her as the Statue of Liberty, dancing around with fireworks going off in the background, representing a time where everyone's distracted with the traditions of this world, peace and safety. Just like I read earlier, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. So in the next scene, you see Ice Spice walking up the stairs, and I had to cut out all the bits that were overly offensive because she gets more raunchy than what you're seeing in this looped clip. I had to cut out all the bits where she's, twerking heavily and revealing too much, okay? Because I know that a lesson like this could be a stumbling block to some brothers out there that might be a little bit weak in the flesh. And that's not my intention. So right here you see Ice Spice standing against a wall and she's dressed in red. Now this is symbolic. This is done on purpose. This has meaning behind it. So red represents chaos. There's many things that red represents. One of them is danger. Another is temptation. Another is warning. Another one is chaos or death and destruction or human nature, aka the flesh, right? So these are all negative meanings when it comes to the color red. And all of these are symbolic of the chaos that's getting ready to come. This is why they put red in this particular clip. These things aren't done coincidentally. They're not done by chance. They're not done by accident. The elites put special attention into every single bit of videos like this one that you're seeing right here. Even down to this bit, which I'm sure no one caught. And you see her necklace on her neck. Now watch how the necklace blinks. That's done by video editing software, okay? But the reason they had that necklace blink is because it represents one-eye symbolism, which you're going to see that in another scene later on in this video. Now, in the next scene that you see one-eye symbolism, it pops up really quick. But, it's blatantly obvious what they did to those that have some level of wisdom about them and understand how these elites get down. Now, another thing I want to point out in this very image right here is you see in the background, you can see that there is a poster on the wall that says Joker. It's got Chinese writing on it with, some imagery. So upon a bit of research, I happen to find out that that actual image is a deck of playing cards called Three Kingdoms. And it's Chinese imperial culture playing cards, right? I just want to read something, and you might find this quite interesting. It says, one of an extensive range of Chinese historical art and culture playing cards, Three Kingdoms playing cards describes the historical story of the Three Kingdoms period, the political and military struggles between the contending rulers. And isn't that the time we're living in right now? We're living in a time of political and military struggles between contending rulers, being the East and the West. Russia versus America. This is what's happening in the world right now. You got a struggle between rulers, contending rulers. But ultimately, at the end, none of them are going to win. Now, they don't do things like this by chance. They don't do it by accident. They know exactly what they're doing when they put this on there. Every little detail of these music videos has meaning behind it. Okay? And this is why we are the watchers. We are the seers. We're able to see what they don't want you to see. This is their little secret that they're hoping that none of you find out. Now, as we go further on in the video, you can see that it goes from a time of peace and prosperity. You know, you got fireworks going off in the background and the Statue of Liberty representing liberty and freedom. And then here we go with the nukes or the missiles that are going to strike America. So it's no coincidence that all of a sudden it says, oh, shh, meaning sudden destruction. Oh, shit, basically, right? Shit just got real. Shit just hit the fan. It went from good to bad, right? Because the nukes are coming. America is now being attacked. As you can see, these missiles are flying down on America. Really New York City, but America is being attacked in a nutshell. So the next scene, you can see that Travis Scott comes in and he's with Ice Spice and they're sat at a table full of food, which obviously represents the Last Supper. And then it goes to the next scene. Boom. Now you've got New York in the background being hit by a barrage of missiles. So it's very interesting that this lines up with the time period of the inauguration. Now, right here, you see him doing the shush symbolism, which in my theory is the title of this video where it says, oh, shh, because it doesn't say S-H-I-T, it says shh, right? And this is very symbolic because this goes back to occult symbolism also. Let's get into it. Many celebrities throw up the shush symbol, right? And this shush symbol goes back to Harpocrates, which is the god of silence, secrets, and confidentiality in the Hellenistic religion, right? So this you can look up on Wikipedia. Basically, this is what this represents. It's going back to a pagan deity. So basically, the messages in this video is strictly confidential. But unfortunately for these elites, they're not the only Illuminati in this world. Illuminati means illuminated ones, and these people are illuminated ones on the left-hand side because the knowledge of wickedness is not righteousness, or the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. But we have the knowledge of wisdom, so we are the illuminated ones, aka the Illuminati, on the right-hand side. But we're the ones that have the knowledge of the Most High, and we're the ones that can see the things that they don't want you to see. So it's our job as watchmen to bring it out. So this deity, being the god of silence, secrets, and confidentiality, basically is them saying that this is only between a small group of us. This is exclusive information, right? That the general public ain't supposed to know about. And as you can see in the comments of this video, they're right, because scrolling through the comments of this actual music video, you can see that nobody has a clue as to what this video is representing. All you can see is comments of people talking about how they got there through a video game called Fortnite. Now, I don't know how they found out about that music video through Fortnite because I don't play Fortnite. But it wouldn't surprise me, being that they plaster Ice Spice all through Roblox. But yet again, what they're trying to do is to lure children into watching things like Ice Spice videos and stuff like that. But as you can see, nobody has any clue as to what this video represents, what the meaning behind this video is. All they see is Ice Spice shaking her butt, right? That's all they're paying attention to. This is why I opened up with the scriptures that I read, is because the world don't have a clue, man. They're asleep. Let me just read the part I'm talking about again. And this is the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 5. It says, ye are all children of the light bearers, the ones that see what the elites don't want us to see. It says, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. And these people on the comment board of this Ice Spice video, they are of the darkness. They are the children of the night. It says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. See? And it doesn't mean drunken on alcohol. It just means drunken in the state of confusion, the state of not knowing what's going on, the state of being stuck in Christianity and Islam and all these other philosophies and religions. They're drunken with the wine of Babylon, basically, right? Which represents, being bugged out. Anyway, so let's get back to the video. So we just broke down how he did the shush symbolism, representing you ain't supposed to know what this video is talking about. As we go on, he's dancing on top of the Statue of Liberty, and you can see New York burning behind him, representing that New York is under attack, or America is under attack, which, the first attack could happen in New York based on this video. The next thing I want to show you, you see the missiles raining upon America like a fig that falleth from the tree, the untimely figs. Let's quickly turn to the book of Job, chapter 15 and verse 21. It says, a dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. So right now, this dreadful sound in his ears is this gospel we're bringing out. Because remember, like I said earlier, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. The elites understand that this Bible is a weapon, it's a spiritual weapon, and it is a very, very powerful weapon against them. It may seem like nonsense to people that say that we're just reading a book. Man wrote that book. The Bible's full of crap. All the things that they say, basically disrespecting the Lord. The elites understand that the Bible is a very, very powerful weapon. Why else do you think in the movie The Book of Eli, if anybody has the wisdom to understand what that movie was about, it was a very spiritual movie. There's a particular scene in there when the man that represents Esau said, it's not a book, it's a effing weapon. Because these elites understand the power of that book. Don't let that go over your head, right? So it says a dreadful sound is in his ears, this gospel. We're proclaiming the downfall of his kingdom and the kingdom of Yasha'Allah being ushered in, right? It says, in prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. So just when he's about to, do wonders with his AI, and he's about to microchip everybody and get everybody locked into his beast system, that's his prosperity, the peak of his NWO agenda, right? In prosperity, the destroyer shall come upon him. So this is the time where Yahawashi is getting ready to destroy these devils, man. It says, he believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, because this is why they're building their bunkers, because they know they're not going to win, but they're not going to go out without fighting, right? He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword, which is them nukes. It says he wandereth abroad for bread, saying, where is it? He's losing his prosperity. His dollar is failing him. His dollar is crashing. He's in straits right now. Okay. It says he knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at hand. This is why they're going into those bunkers. And this is what's happening right now. All these precepts line up with the time that we're living in. And they hate that we know it. They hate that we know what this Bible is actually saying, and that we've broken free from the spell of Christianity, which was a stronghold. And the way we broke free from Christianity was through the voice of the prophets, which is the voice of the Lord going through his prophets. So Job 20:22 says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, just like I said earlier. At the peak of his kingdom, meaning in prosperity, he's going to be in straits, which is a position of difficulty. He's fumbling his kingdom. It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. The wicked is talking about the laborer. So all these people out here, these taxpayers, these citizens are coming upon these elites. They're fed up. They don't want war. They want peace. And they know that these elites, these rulers, are leading them to utter destruction. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, meaning achieve his NWO agenda, like I said earlier, it says the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So basically, while he's looking like he's about to win and he's chipping everybody up, making you a perpetual slave, which lines up with Revelations chapter 13 and verse 16. You know, he's going to cause all, both rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or their forehead. Right hand being the RFID microchip, and the forehead meaning the Neuralink brain chip, right? So it says in verse 23, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating those nukes. It says he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, it cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword, same thing, cometh out of his gall, which is the weapon silos. It says terrors are upon him. Why else do you think they're building bunkers? Because they know what's coming. They know America's going to be destroyed. And you think they care about the average American citizen? No. They call you useless eaters. They want the world vastly depopulated. They have a diabolical agenda to go underground, leave us to deal with the chaos that they've created, so that they can come out and think that they deserve a second shot at ruling the earth. No. The Lord is about to take these people out. Right, let's go back to the video, because in the next scene, as I spoke about earlier, you see this one-eye symbolism. It's very quick. I slowed it down for this lesson, but it is very quick. They flash it up there, but I caught it. Basically, this is showing an eye beholding the destruction of the nukes. And you can see a bright flash, because let me just pull up another precept on that real quick before I go any further. And this is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2, and I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Every nation in this earth, every race has a biblical nationality. You won't find the words Chinese man, white man, Indian. You won't find these terms in the Holy Bible, because that wasn't your original nationality. Your original biblical nationality is the children of Israel, which consists of 12 tribes. You have the children of the wicked, which is Esau and his descendants, which goes into Amalek. They're the children of Edom. You have the children of Ham, which is the so-called Africans, and so on and so on. But the children of the wicked is the so-called white man. Basically, Jacob's twin brother. When you go back to the story of Jacob and Esau, this is why these two characters are the most influential of all races on the whole planet. The so-called blacks and the so-called whites. You have one ruling the world in wickedness, and he's at the top. You have another, which are the righteous, disguised as the wicked, which are at the bottom of society. This goes into the parable of Lazarus and the rich man. Now, before I go off course, right? It says in verse 8, it says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." This is why a dreadful sound is in their ears, because we're proclaiming the truth of the Holy Bible, and they're being consumed by it. The spirit of his mouth is the prophets, bringing out the truth of the Holy Bible. So he's consuming them with the spirit of his mouth, and he's going to destroy them with the brightness of his coming. And what did you see in that image that I just showed you of the one-eye symbolism? This eyeball is basically beholding the brightness of his coming, as you see it getting brighter and brighter, right? Now, this one-eyed symbolism is used a lot in Freemasonry, and a lot of these artists are down with Freemasonry, right? As you can see in these images, you've got different celebrities throwing up the one-eye symbolism, because it all goes back to devil worshiping. It all goes back to Satanism. Now, as you go further on in the video, he does this really quickly. You can see as you go through slowly, really quickly, boom, there it is. And he's throwing up really quickly the devil horn symbol, showing who he pledges his allegiance to. Now, in these images here, you can see also certain celebrities are throwing up that same image, that same hand gesture, which is the devil horns, which represents their allegiance to Satan, right? Lord willing, I don't get copyright strike for all of this, but I feel like this lesson was very important for me to bring out, because we're getting ready to come into the time where great chaos and destruction is about to happen, but most people are distracted, man. You know, they have no clue what's getting ready to come. They're all living in darkness. They're all drunk. And they really don't understand the fate that awaits them. They have no clue. But, you know, it's sad, but it is what it is, man. These people have had plenty of chance to receive correction. This is why we're here. The Lord always sends his prophets before he destroys a civilization or a city or a kingdom. He always gives people fair warning. But history always seems to repeat itself. There's nothing new under the sun. These people scoffed then during the time of Noah when the earth got flooded, and they're scoffing again, because this is the second death. This is the second great reset, and the last before the kingdom of heaven is ushered in on earth. But these people have no idea that they are a part of a legacy that is going to be spoken about from generation to generation. But they're on the bad end of that legacy, which is going to be their eternal damnation and shame. Now, I just want to close this lesson out by reading the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50. And I'm going to start at verse 22. It says, "A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction." This is talking about America. This is biblical prophecy, and this is a future prophecy of the sound of battle in the land of America. So war is coming to America, the virgin daughter of Babylon. And the reason it's called the virgin daughter of Babylon in the scriptures is because America has never been touched. America has never been invaded and conquered. So this is why America is known as the virgin daughter of Babylon. Let me read on. It says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?" Because America is described as the hammer of the whole earth, because all countries have dranken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, right? So all nations look up to America. Well, they used to anyway, you know, but she's no more called tender and delicate. So it says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? So that's what's getting ready to happen. America is getting ready to become desolate because it's going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. That's the end game and the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven. It says in verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware, because it came as a thief in the night. These dumb Americans are all caught up in folly and entertainment and distractions, while the Lord is laying a snare for them. They're caught in a position where they can't get out of. You know, these people they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know, the Lord has America in a trick bag, man. It says, thou art found and also caught because thou hast striven against Yahweh. The elites, the nation of Edom, they're adverse to the ways of the Most High. So it says in verse 25, Yahweh have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation, which are those nukes. It says, for this is the work of the Lord power of hosts, which is armies. It says, in the land of the Chaldeans, which is America, right? That's another name for America in the scriptures, the land of the Chaldeans. Ancient Babylon was the capital of the land of Chaldea. It says, come against her from the uttermost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps and destroy her utterly, let nothing of her be left. So it's going to be overkill because they're going to shoot all their nukes at America to lay the whole continent of America desolate. That whole land is going to be desolate. From the east coast to the west coast, utter destruction. It's going to leave America looking like the Sahara Desert. It says, slay all her bullocks, which is talking about people. It says, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. And we've been prophesying about this time, but nobody takes us serious. You know, you can read the book of Isaiah 34 and 6, which will explain about the bullocks. You'll break down. In fact, let me quickly bring it out 1 second. All right, so this is the book of Isaiah chapter 34, and I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, for my sword, which is the nukes, shall be bathed in heaven. It says, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, right? So these nukes are going to go up into the atmosphere, and they're going to come down on the other side of the earth upon Idumea, which is America. You know, Idumea is the Greek term for the nation of Edom, which is the so-called white man. Okay, so down upon their civilization. It says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So the people of the Lord's curse are the Edomites. The so-called white man is the people of the Lord's curse, and that's the civilization that the Lord is coming to destroy. Okay, let's quickly prove that, and then we'll jump back. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 33. It says, the curse of Yahweh is in the house of the wicked. Job 9:24 says the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. So the people ruling the earth, which is the so-called white man, they have their supremacy everywhere. Those are what the Bible calls the wicked. And it says the curse of Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. So there, I just proved to you with scripture that the people of the Lord's curse are the wicked. There's a difference between wicked people and the wicked. Okay, when the Bible talks about the wicked, it is talking about the wicked seed line, which is the nation of Edom, which in the world today is known as the so-called white man. Now, I will say as a side note that it's not all so-called white people because of generations of seed mixing, but I will say that it is most of them because they are biblically known as the nation of Edom. But you do have some whose seed line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but we can normally tell by their spirit. because they're not like other so-called white people. You'll find that they don't seem to have a racist bone in their body. So you can't tell just by looking at them, but you can tell by their spirit. Anyway, let's jump back to the book of Isaiah chapter 34. And I'm going to start at 5 again. It says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven." The nukes is going to go up. It says, "Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment," right? Because Edomites are the people of the Lord's curse, the wicked. And it's going to judge them. It says, "The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh have a sacrifice in Bozrah," which Bozrah was the capital of ancient Edom, the land of Edom, right? Now, America represents Bozrah today, because that's where the Edomites are ruling from. America is the hammer of the earth, right? It says, "And a great slaughter in the land of Idumea," right? Because that's Bozrah, which is America, is the land of Idumea. It's the land of the Edomites who colonized and took over that land. These pink devils, okay? They're the ones that took over that land and colonized it. So let's quickly jump back to the book of Jeremiah chapter 50, and we'll pick up where we left off, and we'll close this lesson out. So I'll start again at 27. It says, "Slay all her bullocks," because there's a great slaughter, a great sacrifice in the land of Bozrah, remember? It says, "Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them," these Americans, "for their day is come, the time of their visitation." It says, "The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon," which is the elect. They've fled spiritually, by cleaning themselves up. This is how they've hid themselves. It says, "The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of Yahweh, our power." This is why we bring out these lessons. Okay, because we're declaring the vengeance of the Lord by these ICBM nuclear missiles upon these devils, right? It says the vengeance of his temple. It says, "Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow. Camp against it round about." These countries that possess nuclear weapons, they're all gathered round about against America for that ultimate day. This is the Lord's word coming into play. You're seeing it happen in front of you. All you got to do is turn on the news and see that this prophecy is playing out. It says, "Let none thereof escape, recompense her according to her work, according to all that she have done, do unto her. For she have been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel." Why does it say the Holy One of Israel? It's because he's our God and none else. The Lord is our God and none else. So these countries are getting ready to nuke America because she have been proud against Yahweh, They boast in their technology and in their achievements and in the greatness of what they've done in this earth. And they are proud against the one that put them in that position. So I'm going to close it out there, man. Because that's what's getting ready to come to America, for their pride and for what they've done to the children of Israel, the Lord's chosen, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. America's getting ready to be destroyed. These elites know it. They put it right in your face, but most of the people are distracted and they are none the wiser. Lord willing, you've been edified through this lesson, all right? I'm going to close it out here. I apologize for it being long-winded. Sometimes that's just how it is. You have to forgive me, but Lord willing, it was edifying nonetheless. All right, I'm going to close it out here. I'm going to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. All right, Shalom.
Mix it up and make it boom. They know America's doomed. Man, somebody get the broom. Babylon right in the tomb. They got plenty room for coon. Waking up right out to sleep. Nigga, this is prophecy. Coming back to who we are. I don't see how you don't see.
You're the Lazarus. You're the dry bone. You're the prodigal son.
I think 2024 in future will be seen, ironically, as the calm before the storm.
Wow.
I think very early in 2025, all hell is going to break loose.